guys, welcome to Enchanted Bookends. I'm Ankita, and today I'm reviewing The Forever Sea by Joshua Phillip Johnson. So let's start with who is the author. Joshua Phillip Johnson lives in the prairie pothole region of Minnesota, which has clearly influenced this book of his. He teaches English and creative writing at university. The Forever Sea is his first book that was released in the US earlier this year in January. He also has written some short fictions, which has appeared in several online magazines, and I will link to his website in the description below. The Forever Sea is the first book in this environmental epic fantasy series, in which we are following the character of Kinrid, who is a sailor on a ship called the Errand, which has an all-female crew. All the ships in his magical world sail on a sea that is covered with vegetation, essentially long grasses. They are also referred to as the prairie. Now, how do these ships sail on these grasses? Magic, right? There's more magic. Every ship has hearthfire keepers, and what these hearthfire keepers do is they burn bones to keep the ships going. And our protagonist, Kinrid, is one such hearthfire keeper. Kinrid is different in the sense that she did not receive traditional hearthfire keeping training, or rather I should say that she dropped out of school. So she does not have that traditional knowledge. Basically, her grandmother, the Marches, has trained her as the hearthfire keeper. Ingrid has a very unique way of managing hearthfires on her ship, and she can sing to the fire. She can do different magics with the fire. She can actually communicate with the fire. Wheels are set into motion when Kinrid's grandmother, the Marches, disappears. She goes missing, or rather she steps into the sea to explore what lies beyond the sea, or below the sea. We really don't know where the Marches is, but Kinrid wants to follow her grandmother, and that's how the plot moves. She always has this urge to go find what happened to her grandmother, and we find her making a number of decisions, and those decisions actually keep the plot moving forward. The world building in this book is impeccable. Actually, I think it is one of the best features of this book. From the beginning, the author paints a beautiful and a vivid picture of the prairie grasses around this island of Arcadia. In itself, we find that there is water shortage, and what usually follows the corruption in water management. I have to give this book a 5-star for its originality. And as we dive deeper and deeper into the book, we are then introduced to a world of monsters beneath the surface of the sea. This is an environmental epic fantasy, and you can clearly see how the author has drawn parallels from the climate change issues that we are currently dealing in our world, and how we as humans manage our natural resources. As I mentioned, there's water politics. It's a clear parallel of how people or humans exploit natural resources like water and vegetation. The prairie sea is heavily harvested and aimed to serve the people of the island. I don't know where to begin when it comes to the language. It is beautifully written. The language is remarkable, lyrical, and almost poetic. Having said that, I will admit that it did take me a little bit to actually pick up the pace, but once I did get a hang of it, it became easier, and I really started appreciating the language, the lyrical prose. I was surprised when I came across the usage of the F word in this book, which according to me was completely unnecessary. I was a bit disappointed, not because I came across a word in the book. I was disappointed for the author because I know a lot of readers steer clear of books that have such language, but I want to put it out there that it is used only maybe 3 or 4 times in the book. Other than that, the language is truly beautiful. The focus in this book remains mainly on Kinred, who is our protagonist. She is not the most likable character. She obviously has her flaws. You have to take into consideration that she is only 20 or 21 years old, and she does make a series of decisions in this book that move the plot forward in directions that you might not expect the book to go. Nevertheless, it still remains a book that is filled with adventures. If you like pirates, there are pirates in this book. One thing that I really loved about Kinred, our protagonist, is that she is brave, she is curious, and most importantly, she has this connection with nature, with environment. She feels connected to the fire, to not only the fire, but also the sea, to the vegetation. She has a much bigger heart for someone who is so young. For some of her actions, which might appear to be selfish, if you look at them from a bigger perspective, they don't seem that selfish at all. Having said that, like I said, she is still flawed. Everything she does in this book is not perfect, and I feel that is what makes her more interesting. There is no character other than Kinred who this book focuses on, so we are just following her. Did I find her character arc dramatic? I'll say no. However, whatever subtle change does take place in her does serve the purpose of the plot. I wish there was another really strong supporting character. Is this more of a character-driven book, or is it more plot-focused? For me, it was very difficult to tell. I just looked at it as a book filled with adventures. I did like how the author did give us a glimpse into the relationship between Kinred and her grandmother. If this is not a character-driven book or a plot, then what keeps the plot going? I'll say there are 2 things. First, as I already mentioned, the language is really good, so it was never boring to really read this book. The element is mystery. Mystery of where Kinred's grandmother is, mystery of what lies beneath the sea, the mystery of what lies beyond the horizon of the sea. This book is truly brimming with mysteries. And there is another mysterious element to this story or to this book. The narrator himself is a mysterious storyteller in the dystopian future. What I really like about this book is the pace of the book is good enough. All-female crew. The all-female crew was so interesting. I mean, where did the author even get this idea from? A vivid and extensive world building. It just goes on and on. It starts at page 1 and it goes right to the end. And it was just perfect. The language is remarkable. The book cover is by Mark Simonetti. Look at the book cover. The artwork is so beautiful. It is truly stunning. I'll recommend this book to you if you truly love environment, if you are truly interested in climate change, and because it is only then that you will be able to draw parallels, that you'll be able to connect the dots. Only then that you'll be able to actually truly experience the truth in fiction, if you are that passionate and if you are that observant of nature. The book also has LGBTQ representation, so if you're looking for a book with the LGBTQ characters, this one is for you. Also, if you're looking for a fast-paced adventurous story, then you will not be disappointed. Overall, I'll rate this book 4. I would rate it 5 right away if the second book was available today. But okay, overall, I'll rate this book a 4, which is pretty good. My only complaint at this point is that there isn't the second book because there are a few mysteries that are still unsolved. I do have to say that this book does not leave us on a complete cliffhanger, but yes, not all the mysteries. Like I said, this book is full of mysteries, and not all the mysteries are revealed in this book or are solved in this particular book. So I'm really, really looking forward to the next one. Alright, thank you for watching this video. If you have any questions regarding this book, please leave a comment down below and I'll get back to you. Please like and share this video with your friends and family, and I'll see you next time.